Anyway, it's a fourth Kungchido class. Today we're going to talk about spiritual aspect of breathing techniques versus electricity. Okay, why I'm talking about the electricity? If we don't talk about the electricity today, I just want to know how it is correlated with our body itself. Any human body, any living body, it depends on totally on electricity. If I don't understand this phenomena, even I cannot move because all about electricity. I'm going to explain shortly about it. Let's talk about the basic generation of electricity. Say you have an electromagnet, and there is electromagnetic force, that is electromagnetic flux in between the north pole and south poles, and whenever you caught that any conductor, that will generate the electricity. Say the flux I'm going to caught by any copper rod on any conductive materials, it will generate the electricity. That is alternative current that you have in your houses. And the direct current, that is what we got from the batteries. Most likely in the old fashion, it is the electrolytic process. You have two electrodes, you have chemicals, then because of this reaction, the positive ions and negative ions will deposit in the electrodes, and that will give you the DC current. Okay, so this is about the physical world. So in the biological world, how the electricity will be generated and how it is related in our body, that we're going to talk shortly. And in the spiritual world, we also talk about the breathing and the energy. So that breathing and energy of the spirit, okay, so that is why we need to understand about the bioelectricity. Okay, I just told a couple seconds back, even we won't be able to move without bioelectricity. Now question is how? Okay, it's very simple. Neurons will carry the electrical impulse. So what is electrical impulse? It's widely written as electrical impulse. Electrical impulse means technically electrical signals. So our nervous system needs electrical signals to operate and tell us and give a signal to work. So that's why the neurons, technically neurons will carry the electrical impulse and give us a signal to move. So without that we cannot move. So that is how we are very connected with biocurrent. Now, what is the source of biocurrent? How it will be generated in our body? That is very interesting topic. Okay, our body has a cells, and the cells, when we go inside the cells, there is a membrane. So there is actually in the cells, there is two sides of the cell, interior and exterior, and in between there is a thin membrane. Membrane is like a thin layer, that is called a lipid. There are many doctors maybe watching, they may go, hey man, you're talking about the cholesterol. Yes, there is one type of lipid is called cholesterol, so don't confuse on that. And there are actually three types of lipid. There is phosphor, and there is a glycol, and there is cholesterol. Okay, so here we are talking about the lipid that is kind of will work as a filter. So in the negative side, because of the generation of electricity through the ions, okay, body also composed of the different materials such as elements such as magnesium, potassium, phosphorus, calcium. Those will have ions of them, and that will technically generate the electricity. So in the negative side, interior side of the ions will have negative charges, and then there is a lipid, and there will be exterior side. That is how the electricity will generate. Exterior side will have a positive ions. So in between there is called the difference in the charges, that is called the electrical potential difference. The flow of electrons will start from negative to positive. So that's how electricity by electricity will be generated. Then that will be in our cells, and whenever we move, neurons will carry those signals and give to the nervous system and tell us to move. You see how we are so much connected with electricity. Okay, I just want to give another good example about the heart, cardio. Okay, so here I'm just going to go quickly, then we'll go back to the breathing techniques and the spiritual world. Okay, in the heart, there is myocardial. It's a very good example to understand. Okay, it's a myocardial, and that is called, there is two very interesting cells. One is conducting cell, another is contractile cells. Okay, so on the heart, we have like a 99% of contractile cells and 1% of conducting cells. But that conducting cells is the key, because conducting cells will generate electricity by electricity that will transfer to contractile cells, and then contractile cells will work as a pump. Then these conducting cells will also have another function that will propel, means that will drive all the bloods through the artery vein to other parts of the body. So that is how the heart functions, and also due to electricity. That's why you will see the electrocardiogram with all the signals. That's how electricity was generated. That is generated, and that's how electricity is so crucial in our body. Okay, I'm not talking all this because I'm an electrical engineer. It's really more than engineering. And if you go details, it is so much interesting here inside our body. Every discovery made, like a PNP transformer, transistors, and all the microprocess, CPU of the computer, I can relate to our body as a CPU, as our central nervous system, as the transistors, as our, just I talk about this electrical impulses, how it generates and transfer inside the cells. So very interesting discoveries related with our body. Okay, now let's back to our breathing techniques. Today I want to talk more about Qi. Qi. What is Qi? Qi is a Chinese terminology that is technically year. So what kind of breathing techniques is most popular these days, and its effectiveness? So Chinese has practiced Tai Chi, Chuan, Tai Chi Yang for long, and they really work on Qi. At the same time, 5,000 plus years, pranayam, they also work and regulated your pran bayu. Technically, bayu is a year, and that is also Qi. So those are the two measures topic we're going to talk about. Then now we are talking about not only Qi, year, not only electricity. Now we are talking about the energy. Okay. So very interesting phenomena. And pran bayu and pranayam, they come with 7 chakras to understand more about the energy. Okay, that is 7 chakras. That is called a root chakra, and the swadhisthana chakra, and there is other solar plexus chakra, heart chakra, throat chakra, third eye chakra, crown chakra. There are 7 chakras, and 7 chakras as defined with 7 different functions. Okay, and all this is controlled by the breathing. All by the breathing. So the Chinese Tai Chi, Chuan, and also they work on the same energy, but in a different manner, different routing. Okay, they go with 2 kind of energy while you practice breathing. They're gonna tap. One is called a fluid, and there is energy that really is evolved during the process, and naturally there is energy inside our body, and that 24 hours it will be uh, transmitting inside our body, and we have to maintain that energy level to be healthy. That's why the Chinese practice is qi, and to keep that level healthy. At the same time, to keep that level okay, in the level we need. The same way the pran vayu, and we do all these things just to maintain that level. So you are doing yoga, you are doing meditation, you are doing breathing. The purpose of all these things are to maintain that level to be healthy. And interesting, in a bio current, which is inside the body, also tells the same thing. So that now I can relate the spiritual world versus biological world. It also defined the same way. The cells will generate electricity. I already explained how. And those are controlled, regulated by the proteins. Okay, protein, they also call a channel. If that proteins, one channel good will stop, sometimes that means you are not having the correct energy level in that cell, and that whole body now going to affect, and you're going to be ill. It's written that way. So that means we have to maintain, and we found that can be regulated, those all proteins, technically by the breathing. That is the correlation between biology, science, electrical, physiological theories, and the breathing techniques and the spiritual world. Okay, so that is the key things today I want to bring it in. Now, my theory, I want to explain. We have a pranayam, we have all the meditation, we have the chakras. At the same time, we have a Tai Chi Chuan. It's a long process, very complicated and complex. But I come up with a very simple theory. You generate energy, you levelize your energy, you maintain a healthy, and it is easy. So I took the simple theory that everybody can understand. Okay, function of the theory is the same what they have explained before. So simple theory. Here is your windmill. So breathe in, breathe out. The windmill will start. Say this is a modern windmill. When it will start, it will generate the electricity. Then, body means breathing, and the mind is technically, it will work, it will help you to transmit that energy. So mind will technically work as a transmission line, and that will tell where to go. So that is how you're going to regulate in my theory. So the purpose of my theory is simple: breathe in, breathe out, then you target where you want to transfer that energy. That can be controlled by mind, channelized by mind. So I have done many experiments that you breathe in, hold, meditate, then you can transfer all your energy in single finger, and you put the force on it a little bit, and you can even knock down the people. I've done many demonstrations. So bottom line is inhale, exhale, feel it, then imaginarily it works. So that is how my theory, that is, you can relate to the chakras, same thing. Chakras and all are more static, but mine is more dynamic. So this is in the short explanations, but if we want to go details, we have to talk long hours.